Okay. Okay. Hi. Hello, everyone. Thanks for attending this project update on CloudKitty. My name is Christophe Sautier. I am the PTL of CloudKitty. I've been serving as a PTL for three release now, I think, maybe 4. And I'm also one of the 2 co-founders of CloudKitty, so I've been involved since the beginning of the project. You can find me on IRC with US, the nickname, which is right here. I guess right now you are all used to the format of the presentation we have for the update, so we go like this quite fast. Oh yes, I'm French, so sorry for my English. First of all, what is CloudKitty? It is the rating and chargeback solution, this rating and chargeback service we have in OpenStack. We take your OpenStack metrics. I will go back to that in a few minutes. We define, we store, we apply various pricing policy you can define. We export all these valuation we have just created into reports, and we are integrated in Horizon. Actually, we've been filling the gap between telemetry and billing. I will just say billing as a code since almost 3 years now. Yes, a bit more than 3 years now. We entered the big tent just before the Tokyo Summit. I will go first, like anyone with this kind of topic, with the Quint features. We have been doing on Quint, and we are continuing that in Rocky, a lot of under the hood improvement. A lot of things that we've been working on in order to improve the quality of CloudKitty. So you might not see them, at least when you are using it, but many, many things change on it. The first one is that right now we have an hybrid storage backend that we have added. This hybrid storage features 2 things. The first one, we make a distinction between the states that we store inside SQL-Chemy and the other storage for metrics, actually, which are stored via another storage backend like Gnocchi, so that we can combine the efficiency of Gnocchi and the easy to manipulate of SQL. We are quite happy with that, and we come back to that in a few minutes too. We also have added, and this is really a huge step and huge gap for us, the possibility to fetch metrics from non-OpenStack metrics. We are willing to provide with CloudKitty a way to interact with things outside of OpenStack. We wanted to work with that for a long time, but now we are finally doing that. So using that, you can fetch things which are not inside CloudKitty. And this is clearly the path to be able to have a CloudKitty in standalone mode, which will be not linked to OpenStack. This thing, the source fetcher for non-OpenStack metrics, you'll be able to see, I hope, tomorrow, maybe the day after that. If you go to the blog from my company, you'll be able to see on our website a demonstration for that, where we are fetching information from Prometheus. So we are able to fetch metrics from Prometheus. And actually, we explain you how to integrate Prometheus with another thing, which is Traffic, which is a load balancer, and then which is inside clearly in the cloud native thing. And then we define we explain you how to use Prometheus and CloudKitty linked to that. So clearly this is something which is really new for us and very interesting, because we all know that, oh cool, that's great, we can do some OpenStack things related. But most of our customers tell us, okay, right now I have one of the services that I'm providing to my customer is something which is not in pure OpenStack. By instance, I was talking with a customer 3 days ago, and he told me, oh, you know what? We are providing this terrific service to our customers. It runs out on top of OpenStack, but this is really a game changer for us. Are you able to, am I able to charge them for that? And he told me, you know, we take records for everything that, for each number of instances that are running. And I said, yeah, can you provide me an API for that? He said, yeah, for sure, I can do that. And so it would be easy to integrate that inside CloudKitty. We also have a new collector that fetches metrics from Monasca. I'm sure you all know of Monasca. And so we have been added this new collector using Siloska, which aims to simplify the integration of all these elements. This is for the things that we have added in the Queen's release, but we also did a bit of tidying here. We have been a bit of cleanup here, so we have deprecated some stuff. The first stuff we have deprecated is the Silometer collector. Why did we do that? Because the Silometer API has been deprecated too. So why we will continue to maintain something which is that you shouldn't use anymore. So the Gnocchi collector was promoted to be the default one. Like I said, we have added a new hybrid storage. So we also removed the previous one we had. So at least we've deprecated them. So right now, at the end of Queens, the only storage backend that you have, oh, there's a typo here. The only storage backend that you have are SQL Alchemy and the new hybrid one I mentioned. The other one are all duplicated. Gnocchi, well, Gnocchi, sorry, Rocky. Like I said, we continue to do the majority of the work which is not visible when you're using it. We clearly want to change and to improve a lot of things related to scalability in particular. The new feature that we have is clearly based on that. So we are improving a lot the scalability we have. We are doing a new API for that. We are continue to do a new storage. We are continue to work on the storage. And we are also doing a huge work on the interface. When I mean the interface, I mean all kind of interface, not just the integration we have with Horizon. Actually, the integration with Horizon might be the last thing we will do in the cycle if we have the time. Because we need, if we want to tackle that properly, we need to finish many other things that we are doing currently. So we said, okay, let's first concentrate ourselves on the new client we are working on, and then we will clearly try to work on the integration with Horizon. We will probably do a limited improvement of it, but the wall and the big change for it will be for the release after that. And we're also getting closer and closer to the standalone thing with the integration of a Prometheus thing I was mentioning earlier. There's also one thing that I forgot to add here. I just realized that. We have completely changed between Queens and Rocky the way you are defining the metrics you want to use. Before Queens, you had, when you're looking at the collector, you will have been able to see that the various collectors were hard-coded. So you just have been able to use the metrics that we as the developers have prepared for you. But we really think that is not the way it should be done, because all our customers are asking us, oh, can I have this metric here? Can I do something with this metric here? And so on. So right now, in CloudKitty, we have a first release of that in Queens, and we continue to work on that. We are defining the metrics you want to use on the configuration file. So we have a dedicated configuration file for that, which is called metrics.yaml, and you define using YAML file all the metrics you want to use. So it's clearly a huge step into the easiness of configuration and to use of the various metrics you can find. Beyond Rocky, like I said, The UI needs to be reworked and completely reworked. We really want to have a standalone version. So it means a lot of work, considering, by instance, the management of users, things like that. But this is something that we want to do. And finally, we have something related to the policies you are creating. We want to be able to do some versioning of these policies and to be able to import various policies that you have been creating in the past, or so that you can define one policy in one place and apply it easily to the other cloud that you might be running and things like that. This is clearly things that we would love to do before, but we are lacking, like many other projects of developers, so we have postponed that just for staying. Cross-project work. Oh, that's a cool stuff. As you can imagine, I said that before, we rely a lot on many other projects for the metrics. We have mentioned Ceilometer. Since the beginning of this talk, I mentioned Ceilometer, I mentioned Gnocchi. Well, okay, it's not an OpenStack project anymore, but still. I mentioned also Monasca. So I don't know if you saw, but there is currently a review on the Ceilometer branch to integrate the Monasca collector directly in the Ceilometer branch. So clearly, we try to help there if we can. We also want to have a better integration with the deployment project that we find on the OpenStack ecosystem. I mean, OpenStack and Ansible, Cola Ansible, OpenStack Charms, Puppet OpenStack. Put all the names here if you want, but we clearly want to be more involved with them and to be able to provide a simpler way to deploy and to use and to promote CloudKitty in a way. And also, this is something that has been quite harmful in the past, to follow the evolution of Horizon so that our UI is always working, just working. There have been some change on label in the past. Well, it has been, yeah, this kind of evolution has been slowed for a few releases, but this is something that we need to be, and we try to be always on top. How to give feedback, how to contribute. Please give feedback, really. I really mean it, because usually one of the other things that we have is that we are facing only the use case of our own customers. We have almost no feedback from other users. We know that many people are using it, but we have no feedback from them. So we are dealing with only the feedback that we have from our customers. So if you can give us some feedback, if you are running it or something like that, we are super, super, super interested in that. We are in the middle. We have been delayed that for way too long. In the middle of the migration to Storyboard. We are starting that for bugs, feedback, and so on. I'll give you here the link. And we are looking for contributors, for sure. Any kind of contributors, like all the projects, like I said. In Queens, we had 24 different contributors, which is not so bad for a small project like this. But we can clearly do more and better than this. So please join us. Drop me an email if you want to join. Go to the IRC channel, CloudKitty, which is mentioned here. And we'd be really, really happy to exchange and discuss with you for whatever reason you have. And that's it. Do you have some questions, some remark? If you were not there this morning, we gave this morning an hands-on on how to use CloudKitty with Gnocchi and explaining all the new metrics file I mentioned earlier. You can just, if you're interested in that and you are not here, just come and I can send you the slides and the image we are using on it so that you can replay it at home or anything like that. Yes?
When you upgrade between versions of OpenStack,
yeah.
I noticed that you kind of changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
Do you have a kind of a white paper on how to migrate between the different versions?
We don't currently have a white paper for that, but we are not breaking things. We always have this deprecation cycle and so on. We clearly do things on the way that they should be done. So we upgrade the database, we do all these things that needs to be done. And of course, in the release note and things like that, we will continue. By instance, the biggest impact you will have right now is the change of the API that we are currently doing on. We haven't removed anything. We are duplicating things for the moment. There will be some removal this cycle, but yes, we will.
Because in general, when you upgrade OpenStack,
sure,
there's all these different steps.
Yeah,
and we
clearly.
Gloss over it as an industry, but I mean, networking has to be done first.
Yeah.
Then OpenStack has to be upgraded. The other pieces of dependent need to be upgraded. So
okay.
It would be helpful to understand.
Yeah.
So for most releases, what you had to do was DB-sync upgrade, which just run migrations, so the processes stay the same. Now that the configuration has changed and that we will rework the storage, so we will have a V2 storage, you either have to create a new storage from scratch, because there won't be a way to migrate from V1 to V2. V2 will be time series based most of the time, but except of that, there won't be any migrating change. So except from the storage.
And and yeah, that's it. Okay. Do anyone has any other questions? Do anyone want to join us and to help us whenever you can? No? Oh, yeah, there's a question.
Question about the API.
Yeah.
So the API, is that the web API sort of format that you're using? I've never looked at it.
I'm not sure to understand what you mean.
Well, you know, all the OpenStack API.
Yes, we are doing this kind of stuff too.
Yeah, but okay.
We are doing all the things that do the other project. We have the API. We also have a we have a client, and the Horizon integration uses the API using a client. And
Have you been looking at the GraphQL for the API?
no.
Just checking.
No. We are changing the. We are currently changing, or at least, but this is. The way the API is done is clearly a discussion currently that many projects have been facing, because there have been some change on how you need to build your API and the library you need to use. So since we are rebuilding our own API, since we're providing an API v2, clearly it's something we are working on. But if you have any proposal, please.
No, the reason I asked is because I work with the API SIG group and been trying to push things in the right direction. There's been talk for years about API schema and stuff like that, and then we're looking at a proof of concept with GraphQL. So it's kind of we're talking about that earlier today. So it's sort of
Okay. No, we haven't. We didn't have a look at that.
But the V2 API will provide a way to group the resources you query and to filter them, and so you should be able to get pretty much anything you want for dashboards or something like that.
Yes, but the question here was not related to the capabilities we will have in the API, but more in the construction and the building of the API.
Yes, it will be,
Yeah. It will still be RESTful, but. Okay. Yep.
we probably not participate as dev or something like that, but we will probably give you some feedback, because currently we have developed our own chargeback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We use it, but we are considering currently to use it, and we will probably.
So in that case, just drop me an email, and we'll be more than happy to help you for whatever you are facing. Actually, this is clearly in the scope of things you want to do to help people develop and contribute or use it. Actually, yeah, you have my it was another one before that. Okay, that's it. Thanks a lot.